Question: have you had a chance yet to explore my brand new online Stampin' Up store? It just went online just within the last 48 hours. Well, whether you've had a chance to or not, I thought I'd take you on a tour today and introduce you to some of its new exciting features. I know sometimes change can be a bit scary and overwhelming, but I think I'm going to be able to show you how to get started with the site pretty simply. And if you stick around to the end, I've got a bonus feature today I'm going to share with you that I think you're really gonna like. So hi, I'm Linda Glassmoyer. I've been a demonstrator with Stampin' Up for almost 25 years now. I stick around because I love what I do, meeting new people, making new friends, teaching the creative art of rubber stamping. Most of the past years I've taught in face-to-face environments, home parties, classes, what I called gathering around the Stampin' table. I've done one-on-ones, booth events, met people in a lot of different environments that way. But the year 2020 has had a different idea, apparently. We're not meeting face-to-face anymore. We're trying to keep our distance from each other, as a matter of fact. So now I'm shifting some of that teaching to the online environment. One of the things I want to show you today is how to get in and find your way around my online store. Okay, here we are in the online store, and I want to suggest to you that you always come in via the front door. What does that mean? Well, you know, for a number of years I have had a link called store.yourpaperdreams.com. And if you look at any of the material that I put out there into the world, whether it be via Facebook or my website or anywhere else, I'm always promoting store.yourpaperdreams.com. Now, I'm well aware that not everybody goes into my store that way, because there are back doors that you can get into the Stampin' Up store also. However, it has become, with this new store, in order to take advantage of all of the features, I need to do the connections behind the scenes so that store.yourpaperdreams.com sends you to the exact right place that you need to be. So I have already input that in the lineup here for the URL. I have already put in store.yourpaperdreams.com, and then when I hit enter, this is what happens. It says stampinup.com, but that's not what I put in there, which is okay. I came in through the front door. When I did that, the system automatically knew that I was shopping with Linda Glassmoyer. Okay, that's one of the reasons it's important to always put store.yourpaperdreams.com. Come in the front door and you'll go directly to my store. Now, over on the right-hand side, you've got two options up here in the turquoise bar. You can sign in or you can create an account. Assuming that you've been in my online store before, the old version, you probably already have an account. If you have an account with the online store, the old one, if you had an account there, you have an account now. The coding was done to pull it right over into this store. So whatever you had input into your account before, it's still there. Okay? If you have never created an account ever, then you'll click that and create your account. But assuming that most of you watching probably have already been in my online store, you already have accounts, and so all you have to do is sign in. We're going to click the sign in option, and this is where you will put in your email and your password. Now, if you've read some of my material recently, I was talking about how if you use a password manager or have your browser and, your browser remember your email and your password for you so you didn't have to remember them. Well, your password manager and your browser are going to be very confused right now, because this new store is not housed on the same place in the web, or in the same place on the web, as the previous one was. So your previous links are not going to work. So that means you need to put in the email address that you used for your account. If you haven't changed email addresses, that's probably not going to be difficult. And the password. Herein lies the problem. A lot of people don't write down their passwords, and you might be one of those who has forgotten your password to the online store account. If that happens, just put in your email here, click Forgot Password, and the system will automatically send you an email that will direct you on how to change that password to something new that this time you will write down. Right? Okay. On the other hand, assuming that you know your password and your email, you would just enter them there and go ahead and sign right in. So this is what's going to greet you when you first log in. You should have your name over here on the right-hand side, and you should have my name over here on the left-hand side. Okay? It's going to just rotate through all these pretty pictures, and it'll go do this indefinitely if you don't do something else about it. So what are we going to do? Well, we're going to scroll down, because all these pretty pictures are pretty pictures, and they're lovely to look at, but eventually you probably want to get to doing something, right? Okay? So let's do that again. Pretty pictures up here at the top, they're going to rotate through. This one says you can explore colors if you want to learn about that. This one is something about In the Pines. This one talks about our suite, our super popular suite called Forever Greenery, and start stamping, get a bundle. Okay, this is just mostly marketing material, right? This isn't necessarily what you wanted to jump in here and do. So I'm going to show you the quickest way to shop. Most of you probably, in the old store, you probably went in with a wish list already made out. I'm planning to purchase this, 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 and this, right? And you had the product codes, and you found the little place where it said, you know, there was a blank, and you put your 6-digit product code in there, and you hit enter, and it went to that product, excuse me. You can still do that here. I want to show you how. It's over here on the right-hand side where the little magnifying glass, which is generally known as search. So click on that, and that will bring up your search bar. And if you want, let's see, the one thing that I know in the catalog by heart, 100730, who knows what that is? That's Whisper White cardstock, right? So this is what your display is going to look like once you put in your product code. You may notice immediately pictures are bigger, font is bigger, description, everything is bigger, easier to read. Yay! If you were to scroll down just a little bit here, you'd get the product detail. If you want to learn all about our Whisper White 8.5 by 11 inch cardstock, you can read it right here. You probably already know about that. But in most cases, I do urge you to read the product detail to make sure that you are ordering exactly what it is that you want. Let's see, where are we going to go from here? Let's add this to our cart. Of course, we can choose however many we need to purchase. Let's just say 2, and we're going to add this to our cart. When that happens, you're going to see this pink area pop up immediately saying 2 items were added to your shopping cart. And it says what they are, and you can go look at your cart now by clicking on here, or you may notice that this little icon up here that looks kind of funky, it took me a while to figure out what it is, but it is indeed a little shopping basket with a heart on the side, which is what confused me. And it says there are 2 items in there, so I could just click on that if I want to take a quick glance at my shopping cart and see what's in here. So my shopping cart items are listed over here on the left, and it shows that I do have 2 of these for a subtotal of $19.50 for my 2 packages of Whisper White cardstock. So let's get back to where we were. We can just go back a page here, I think. There we are. I want to show you, in terms of navigation, look over here on the left. I hope you can see my mouse going around and around here. This is kind of a hierarchy of how we got here. Now we took a shortcut because we were using the search bar, and we just entered the 100730 and shortcutted our way here. But what we really did was started at home, and then we went to paper and packaging. That's kind of the category that we were looking in, and specifically the category of cardstock, and then individual color packs, and then Whisper White 8.5 by 11 cardstock. This right here is referred to as a breadcrumb trail. Ever heard that terminology before? This is how you can navigate. When you've got a beautiful site like this, or any other online store that you might be looking at, it's easy as you work your way down. Oh, let's click on this and see what this is about. Let's click on that. Let's click here, here, and here. Next thing you know, you're lost. You sort of forgot what you got there, what you came in for in the first place. And kind of like going to a hobby shop, right? You go in for one thing and you end up going up and down all the aisles and then you can't remember what you came for. This will help you get reoriented. So you may be at this point thinking to yourself, well, gee, okay, I got my white cardstock. Now I need adhesives, okay? Well, that's not probably going to be in any one of these immediate categories, right? Individual color packs, cardstock, paper and packaging. Not going to find adhesives there. I'm going to choose to go to home to put me back at the beginning, and I'm going to click Shop Products, and I'm going to go down these categories of products, and there's adhesives right there. I'm going to click on that, and what do I want? Okay, well, it's, okay. Just keep, when you come up against these pretty pictures, admire them for the pretty pictures that they are, but just keep scrolling down, okay? That's my piece of advice to you. Now we can shop for dimensional stuff, or glue, or tape. Well, we're probably looking for tape, I think. And so here we are. This is exactly what I was looking for. I wanted the Stampin' Seal right here. And wait a minute, that's not the one I want. I want the Stampin' Seal. This is the Stampin' Seal Plus. This is the super, super duper heavy duty stuff that you would use for a 3D project. I just want the Stampin' Seal that I might use to put 2 layers of cardstock together on the front of my card. This is the one I'm looking for right here. So before I click that, I want to call your attention to these little icons up here that you'll see from time to time. These are new products, so you may not have this, and new products might be something you want to explore and ultimately even purchase. So this one right here is the one I was looking for. So I'm going to click on that, and I want to read down here. It talks about it, doesn't have a lot to say. And then I'm going to add, there's one is the default. I'm going to add that to my cart. And again, I get a little confirmation that tells me it has been added to my cart. Now I'm done with the white cardstock and the Stampin' Seal, and I'm going to go back home again. I'm going to scroll down past all this stuff. Wait a minute, that wasn't what I wanted. I was supposed to go here to Shop Products. Okay, let's look at ink and coloring. I'm going to click on that. And now it says I could shop for markers and more, glitter and more, coloring tools, and ink. Okay, here's some of the fun part now. We have now a lot of filters in the online store. So you could look at items by color collection. You could look at items by specific colors. And we're going to play around with that a little bit in a moment. You could look at things by price and say, I want to look at only this price range, for instance. You could do it by catalog. Interesting that they don't have the new mini catalog listed there yet. I'm sure it'll show up in a day or two. They're still working on the finer points of some of this. Okay, I'm going to go back up here. And I am interested in the color. Let's see what happens if we go into Blackberry Bliss. Okay, I'm going to click on that. And it's going to show me all the ways in which I can purchase Blackberry Bliss. I could get Blackberry Bliss in this collection, the Regal's collection of the Stampin' Ink refills. You know, one of each of those 10. Well, that's not really what I had in mind, but if that's what you had in mind, this would be a great time to get it. You'll also notice this little icon down here that says bundled savings at some of these items. That's reminding you that you get 10% off, or you get some percent off, excuse me, not necessarily 10%. But you get some percentage off here if you buy the entire collection under one product code versus individually 10 different items. Depends on your needs, though. If you've got all of them but one, you don't want to buy the whole series over again. So you're going to come down here and just buy the single in that case. So we were looking at Blackberry Bliss. Here is the Stampin' Pad for it. And here is the collection, if you need the entire collection of Regal's classic Stampin' Pads. Now here's another little note that you will see from time to time. This particular item is on low inventory. That means that they're very close to running out of them. When they do run out, it will change from low inventory to back ordered. Unless, of course, they possibly get another big batch in between now and when it hits critical back order situation. The way I use these little indicators is if I see something on low inventory that it is something that I had intended to purchase in the relatively near future, I'll go ahead and get it now while it's available, rather than running the risk of next time I come back it could be completely on back order and who knows how long it will be before it comes in. So that's just a tip right there. If you see something's on low inventory, you might want to go ahead and get it if it's an item that you wanted, of course. And then we can see the Blackberry Bliss Stampin' Blends Combo Pack is right here. This is the Regal Stampin' Right markers, which also contains the Blackberry Bliss, and then of course the big mini markers and many marvelous markers collection, which also has the Blackberry Bliss. So you can play around with these, have a lot of fun with these, and just look at the particular color that you have in mind. Oops, why do I have this one up here? It's because I forgot to unclick that. There we go. If you have multiples clicked, you're going to get a bunch of different things, and then you'll get yourself very confused again. All right, I had set this one up for Shaded Spruce Classic. So there we are. There's the Shaded Spruce. And then, of course, you can just click Clear to clear that filter. And now it's just going to show you all of the items that are in the ink and coloring section. So let me see. I want to show you about sorting. We talked about how to find our way back if we get too deep down into the weeds here and we need to get back to home. Let me show you real quick one more additional way to get home. Most websites, and you may already know this, most websites, no matter what website out there that you're looking at, if you go back to the very first home page or anywhere that you might find their logo or their business name, usually they've got it programmed, so if you click on it, you'll just go straight away home again. So I'm going to click on the Stampin' Up logo, and there I am back at home again. Starting to look familiar? All right, let's look down here into some, we're going to look at stamps. Okay. Stamps, 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 stamps. Now this has a lot of potential filters. You can look at all stamps. You can look at stamps by the occasion. You can look at stamps by the season. I'm looking over here in this category. You can look at stamp tools. You can just choose whether you want measurements in inches or centimeters. I imagine most of you watching this would prefer inches. You can choose a price range. I only want to see stamp sets in such and such a price range. I would recommend not using that because it's going to probably cut out a lot of stamps that you might actually want to see. This one has the catalog that shows the beginner customer brochure, as well as the annual catalog, as well as the new mini catalog. If you know for sure that the stamps that you want to look at are only in the brand new mini catalog, then just click that and suddenly you're going to only see the stamps from that catalog. So that is a great way to look through something that doesn't take as long to get through. It'll help you find what you're looking for a little quicker. I am, however, going to uncheck that. The next one down is vitally important in my mind, in my opinion. It gives you the option of what language do you want to see this in. Now, you may know that in our literature for the United States, our products are available in both English and French languages. And I have to say that I've had a few people who have ordered French, because here's what happens. And I understand it completely. You're looking at this going, yes, that's the stamp set I wanted. It's got the moon, it's got the water, it's got the mountains and the little shelter area and these trees and palm trees. Yep, that's the one I wanted. However, don't get it because all the words are in French. And unless you specifically want French, which is okay, but so far most of my ladies who have done this boo-boo, they didn't want French to begin with. So here's how you can fix that in the online store. Click English and poof, all the French stuff goes away. So you cannot accidentally order a French set. Now, some of these don't say anything about a language. That's because they're all images. Doesn't matter whether you got the French version or not, they're all going to be the same. On the other hand, if there are sentiments, words in there, like this set, they will show EN after them. EN, that means the words are in English. Okay? So I do highly recommend that when you're looking at a product that might be in a different language and you don't want that language, do put the filter on for English, and all of the French stuff will go away and you won't accidentally order it. Now, further filters that are available, stamp set material, you could say, I just want to see the stamp sets that are in cling, or I just want to see the stamp sets that are in photopolymer. I don't recommend you use that, but you could if you wanted to. If you only buy photopolymer and you want to put your blinders on, you don't want to see anything else except photopolymer, fine, go ahead and do that. But I think most of us are open to using either cling or photopolymer or even wood in the very, very, very few sets that we, and I think they're all backgrounds that we have, that we are still using wood mounting. Stamp set type, you can choose a background stamp. You can say, I only want to see backgrounds. There we go. There's the backgrounds, right? Or you could say, I want to see sets that have images and sentiments in the same set. That would be this filter right here. You could say, I want to see images only, and I want stamp sets that show me sentiments only. Now, this is a good one because you might want to look through these if you are in the market for increasing your sentiments. If you feel like you need a few more options, you're getting tired of the same old happy birthday stamp, this would be a good place to do a little shopping perhaps. You can also choose by the occasion, all occasion or anniversary, babies and kids, so on and so forth. So let's pick out babies and kids just to see what it's going to tell us. Remember, we've already got English clicked up here, so it's only going to show us English things. And these are stamp sets and sentiments that would have appropriate images in here if you were doing something for babies and kids. Alrighty, I'm going to unclick that. I think that I have, oh, and then there's technique. Excuse me. So if you want to work with background techniques or coloring techniques, this distinctive, remember these are the stamps that are manufactured to already show you shading in there. When you just tap them lightly on the ink pad and stamp with them, you're going to get a variation in shading automatically with just using one color. They're a lot of fun. I absolutely love the distinctive stamp sets. And then things that are available, say for hinge stamping with the Stamparatus. What do we have here? Oh, one item. Okay, they've classified one item for that kind of technique. There's probably more than that. A lot of this is just somebody's idea of how, what works. Watercolor, I'm curious what we'll see there. What are we going to get? Just kind of a watercolor look. Okay. So some of these filters are going to be more useful to you than others. I would, as I said, always use the language one so you don't accidentally end up with the wrong language. And some of these others, maybe not so much. Unless you know, like this whole section right here has to do with by the suite. So let's look at, let's look at Forever Greenery Suite Collection and see what it's going to show us. Oh, wait a minute. It's only going to show us the stamps because we are in the category for stamps. There obviously are many other things connected to the Forever Greenery suite, but we do have it filtered for stamps only. So let's go back home here and shop products, oops, excuse me, and shop by product suites. Let's do that. And now let's see about, we're on product suites. So let's go over here and click Forever Greenery. And now it should show us the actual products in that suite. And not only that, you can see the products here. First thing I better do is select English because I saw a problem right there with French and I don't want to get myself confused. So another message you might see is currently unavailable. What that means is there's something in this suite which is on back order, not available, and therefore the entire suite as a suite is not available. Now, does that mean you can't buy the individual items? No, it doesn't mean that. You can buy the individual items. The Designer Series paper, the trim combo pack, the stamp set, the gold hoops. What you can't purchase is the, because it's currently unavailable, is the bundle here. You can't purchase that as a bundle. You could get the specialty paper. I'm guessing, okay, the fact that you can get the stamp set individually but you can't get it as a bundle would tell me that it's probably the dies that are significantly back ordered. And so therefore with the dies being back ordered, and they already obviously have a lot of these bundles already back ordered, they just have shut off the product code for these two items right here. But I'm pretty sure it would be the, looks like, based on the deductions here that I can see, it looks like it's the dies that are a problem here. And I know a week or so ago they were on low inventory, so they're probably out for right now. Okay, so I wanted to show you basically three different things. I wanted to remind you to come in through the front door, which again is store.yourpaperdreams.com. I wanted to talk a little bit about your account. So we're going to stop shopping for a minute and we're going to go up here to my account settings. And here you'll see that it's got my name, it's got my addresses here. You can put your payment in here and have it stored in here, your credit card or debit card if you want to, or not store it. I'm not going to open most of these. You can see orders that you have placed in the past, and you'll see my name under demonstrator. And communication, I think, is a new option in here where you can say yes or no, I do or don't want Stampin' Up or my demonstrator to send emails to me. However, I will tell you that if you have in the past subscribed to my newsletter, changing this to no will not change my newsletter. My newsletter is already set up. You gave permission back at the beginning. You signed up for my newsletter way back at the beginning. And those two entities are not connected. So mostly this would be, yes, I want to hear from Stampin' Up if they have something they need to tell me. So it'd probably be a good idea to set it to yes. This, however, is new. Where it says My Lists, this is a really cool thing. I'm going to, just for a second here, bear with me, I'm going to take these out. When you, this is a list of favorites that you can designate. And so while you're going through there, if you see something you really like, but you're not going to buy it today, there will be a little heart that you can click, and that now becomes your favorite. It will go into your favorites here. You also, however, have the option to create a new list. So let's put a new list in here, and I'm just going to have one that's called ink pads and refills I need. So if I have, say, 4 or 5 different colors of ink pads, refills, and that kind of stuff that I want to get, but maybe I don't want to get it today, but I don't want to forget that I still need those particular colors, I'll put those right here in this favorite list. And then every time I come in and order, maybe I'll pick 1 or 2 things out of that list until I've got all the ones that I need to get. Of course, you want to remember to take that item out of your list at the time you purchase it. Otherwise, you're setting yourself up for the possibility of ordering it twice, once today and on the next order again. So you do want to keep your lists up to date. Let's say I'm getting ready to do a baby shower, so I want to do create a new list, and I can put things in here that are ideas that look like they might work for the baby shower I'm hosting. And so this I think you'll find very, very helpful, or at least I hope you do. I don't know that there's a limit to even how many lists you can create, but have at it. Have fun, and you can keep those lists updated. It'll even tell you when they were made. And how many items are in there, and of course, you, like I said, you can unfavorite something once it is once you have actually purchased it. Okay, give me just a second here, and let's see. We talked about your wish list. We talked about signing into your account. Always enter by the front door. Store.yourpaperdreams.com. Moving around, we talked about breadcrumbs, filters, and how to get back. 2 different ways to get back home, right? And now let's talk about the shopping cart and see how we, what that's going to look like. At this, did I not order a stamp set? Apparently I did not order a stamp set. Well, just to be really, really quick, let's order this bundle. Okay, add to cart. I wanted a few more things in my example cart here to show you. Okay, now we've got 2 of the cardstocks. We've got 1 Stampin' Seal and 1 bundle called Menagerie Mix-Up. So we're looking at merchandise subtotal of $78.75 over here on the right. And if you'd had 150 or more, then you would have some Stampin' rewards showing up in here too, which we used to call host rewards. I still kind of think of them that way, but it is a reward for having an order of $150 or more. And a lot of my friends choose to order that way because they always get additional free product with that are basically, it's a bonus free product in there. Let's see. So tax and shipping has not been figured out yet. This is just the subtotal of your product. And then this is where you would click when you're ready to go to checkout. But before we do that, you may recall that we are in the 2nd month of the bonus days promotion. Last month in July was when you could earn bonus. I always call them bonus bucks. I think Stampin' Up calls them bonus days coupons. Okay, so every $50 that you ordered last month at full price earned a $5 coupon. Now, some of my ladies ordered it through the store, and in that case, Stampin' Up would have sent them an email with their code numbers in that email. This is where, if you're one of those people, click on the plus and put your code number right in there, and then click apply, and boom, $5 would come off of this price right here, of this total. Now, if you earned 2 of them, then it will give you the option to put another one in. Click, put the next one in, click apply, and another $5 would come off. Several of you, because of an additional offer that I made, several of you actually ordered through me, and I put your orders in for you, so you don't need to mess with the coupon code thing. When you're ready to place your order to redeem your codes this month, you'll contact me again. I'll put your order in again because I have to do a little behind the scenes shenanigans like I had to do last month. And I'll do that again this month, and I'll apply your coupon code. I will apply it when I place your order. Okay, so at this point, we would just go to checkout. You can put, this is where your credit card or debit card would go in, all your information would go there. Click this if you want to save it for future use. If you don't want to save it for future use in the system, don't click it, and then you can click continue, okay? This is where it's going to figure out your tax, your shipping, and your total. Now I'm going to back up one because we missed one. I told you there would be a bonus, and this is the bonus that I want you to know about, because I hope you are as happy about this as I am. You know that whole thing about the host code, right? A host code is a code that connects several orders together to then amount to hopefully something of 150 or more. This is what a hostess would do if she was hosting a party and her guests wanted to each order online. So they'd go into the online store and they would order whatever they wanted, but then when they came to the end here, or near the end, and they're looking at their cart, they would need to put that hostess's host code in and apply it to the order in order for her to get credit for that order. In other words, that order, that guest's order, would now be connected to the umbrella order of that hostess. That's to you. Now I do kind of a similar thing in that when I set up a workshop for myself under my own name every month, and I put a host code out there into the world, and I asked everybody to use it, please. If you need to know what the current host code, my current host code is, go to the URL, put this in your browser bar, host code, HOSTCODE, .yourpaperdreams.com. That will take you directly to a page on my website that shows you, boom, there's the host code right there. And then you can come back and put it into your checking out process. On the other hand, here's the beautiful thing. Stampin' Up! Has made a change with this new online store that allows me to program my front door link to include the host code. So if you're staring at this, and if my picture's not in the way, you may see the current host code is right there. It's already filled in for you. You don't have to go hunting for it anywhere. Now remember, I have harped on this several times during this video. You have to come in through the front door in order for that to work. The front door is store.yourpaperdreams.com. If you come in the front door, you'll automatically be connected to me as your demonstrator, and your host code will already be coded in so that you don't have to go looking for it. Okay? Go like this. Hip, hip, hooray! Does that make it easier for you, or what? I think a lot of you will probably appreciate that a lot. So that's your little bonus tip there, that the host code just got a whole lot easier. Okay, I think I've covered most of the, there's lots and lots and lots more to explore here. And I encourage you, if you've got some time, to go ahead and do that. Click here, click there. What does this do? What does that do? But I've showed you the majority of things. And remember, if you get too far down a rabbit hole, go back home. And the home will be either on your breadcrumbs or right here. Whenever you see the logo, it'll take you right back to the starting point where you can start clicking all over again. Okay, if you normally, if you get in a place where you see a lot of pretty pictures, but by golly, I just want to shop, you want to click on shop products right there, and there's your featured products, other types of products, or you could shop by color. If you're just starting out, this will get you some tools that you probably want to have, and your product suites are right down here. So those are your main categories that you can shop in. You can look at the what's new. There's the PDF. You can shop in that catalog, sales and specials if there are any running at the time. Again, if you come into this already knowing what you want and you just want to, by golly, you just want to put the product codes in and get out, this is the fastest way to do it. Use the search button right there, put in your codes one right after the other, and go straight on to your cart and straight into checkout. So that will be, and you don't even have to look at all that other stuff. Okay, I think I've covered the main parts. I haven't covered every single thing. That was not my intent. I thank you for your time, and I encourage you to spend take a half an hour someday and just cruise through here and see what it's like. And don't forget, if you have coupon codes from last month's orders to redeem, they need to be spent by the end of this month, the 31st of August. If I did magic numbers for you last month, you'll have to contact me again with your order, and I'll have to put that through this month again. Otherwise, if you had earned your coupon code through the former online store, it will you can order through this online store and put that code in yourself right down here. Have a good day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.